So, this video is going to piss off a whole load of people, which I don't really give a fuck about, to be quite honest with you. But men's mental health is at its worst. Let me repeat that. Men's mental health is at its worst ever. Why is that? Well, why are men killing themselves more now than they ever were? Shouldn't have said that word. Hopefully I don't get demonetized now for that. Not even monetized as it is, to be honest with you, but who cares? Right. Why is men's mental health at its worst? Well, it's quite simple. Look at how society has changed over the last 20 or so years. The rise in loneliness has went up, which will go up with the rise of men's mental health being down in the dumps, right? And it's with more people than you would friggin' realize, right? So when hookup culture and family values and religion started going out the window, that's when things started to change. That's when things started to turn for the worst. Hookup culture, feminism, and everything else, promoting casual sex, the devil's work, basically. Taking people away from religion and family. Two of the most important things in your life. Because they give your life meaning, they give you something to work towards, and they give you a higher purpose beyond yourself. Right? And that's... So, with the rise of hookup culture and the rise of feminism, so we'll start with hookup culture. With the rise of hookup culture and social media, women who wouldn't normally be looked at by the top guys are being looked at by the top guys. So if a girl is a 4, she's goes out to a nightclub and she casually runs into a guy who's an 8 or a 9 out of 10, and he sleeps with her, and now she thinks she's an 8 or a 9 out of 10, which, Sandra, you're a 4, okay? You're not an 8. Now, this girl would normally settle down and get into a relationship with a guy who's a 5. So, she would normally settle down with a guy who's a 5, but now she's looking for an 8 or a 9, but they're not going to put a ring on that. You know what I mean? Why would they? They can get higher girls, you know what I mean? So, and then girls sleeping with more men, so divorce rates go up, men become more lonely, they start hating women, blah blah, which you shouldn't do. You shouldn't hate women. You should find a woman that's right for you, but it's very hard in this modern day and age, isn't it? Which is why the rise of incels and this whole Sigma male grindset shit has popped off and yada yada yada, right? Which it is what it is, I guess, you know. Then with women going into the workplace, they're not settling down like they used to. Boss bitch, yes, you go girl, whatever. Like, you know, that has risen as well. And then women are settling down later, so they're just settling then for a guy, and neither of them are happy because he just wants a wife and a kid. So with all of this, guys have nothing to work towards, men have nothing to work towards, they've no one to come home to, they're still living with their parents because they can't afford to move out. And it's just, it all boils down to a lack of purpose, I think, and a lack of direction and uncertainty is what it comes down to, and they have nothing to live for, nothing to work for. Because 50 years ago, men had wife, kids, they had a job, and they'd be working to provide for that family. And they don't feel in control of their own household anymore, and if they are in a relationship that they're not happy in, the woman's not happy because she just settled because her biological clock was ticking faster than usual because Jessica decided to chase a career. Now she was 35 before she found someone, and everybody ran away when she said she wanted kids. And then she just settled for something that she never even wanted, and he settled for something he never even wanted. And now they're unhappy for the rest of their lives. And then they're going to get divorced because Jessica's been through a lot of dick. Don't know if I can say that. He's probably no better either, is he? Who knows? Maybe he's an incel. But it's a sad reality. I know I'm making light of it every now and again, but it is a sad reality, and that is the reason why men's mental health is going down. So what do you need to fix that? Well, you need to improve yourself. So first, fix your mental health, which the habits I say: meditate, cold shower, gratitude journal, read a book, get away from your screens, journal, and exercise. Then that'll make your mental health better. You're going to become in the top 10% of people, because most people don't do that. Your mental health's going to be perfect. You're in the top 10% of people. Now you're going to be able to attract more friends and more romantic partners because of the status you've gotten yourself into. Make sure you're well groomed, etc. Blah blah blah. I know I'm looking a bit fuzzy today, but not going outside yet. I'm literally sitting here to record all day. I'll go outside later when I'm going to the gym then. Might go out on my lunch break and get a bit of sunlight. Already been out in it this morning, but that was only to go across to my car, start it up and defrost it. So, you know, it is what it is. But, and then from there, just continuously level yourself up, fix your mental health, get on track, and then start putting yourself out there. Because if you are busy all day, you cannot be depressed. If you move fast enough, you can't be depressed. If you fix your mental health and then move fast enough, have your friends, have a potential romantic partner, you have everything going for you, you're working on something, and you're a purposeful young man. So it's about finding your purpose on top of that. And it's not about, or finding a career that you want to go into and figuring out what career you want to go into, or what job you want to work, or something that's going to make you feel fulfilled and purpose driven, and setting goals for yourself to achieve certain things. You're going to be more purposeful. You're going to be the best version of yourself from there. And life becomes easier once you have money and you're in great physical and mental shape. You're well groomed, you present yourself, put your best foot forward. Everything starts to fall into place and you feel happy and content in life. I know that kind of seemed like a bashing of women, which it isn't. I'm just saying, like, men are to blame as well, because men got hard times create strong men. Have you ever heard that phrase? Hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. And about 20 years ago, we were in good times. Weak men create hard times as well. But we were in good times, and it created a society where men were weaker and they didn't step up. And they didn't resist the feminism movement, and then it got too far. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. Nowadays it's gone a bit over and a bit well over. And way too over and beyond, like, ugh. But that wasn't a bashing of women. Men's fault as well, because they weren't strong men and they didn't resist it. People turned away from religion. Everybody in the West turned away from religion. I think religion and family are the two values you should hold the highest. You should have standards, and you should submit to God. Things would fall more in place, I'd say, if we had a society where everybody was following some sort of religion. It doesn't even have to be Catholic. Even Stoicism, to be fair. Using Marcus Aurelius as your God. Or as I do, I have my God, but I also live by Adonis. If you're interested in videos like this, where I'm giving you actionable steps on actually how to improve your life, and raw unedited videos, then click the subscribe button, and let's take over the self-improvement industry and change it for the better. And this whole masculinity movement. take it over for the better. And let's create a society of strong men who are the best versions of themselves. And let's create a good working economy while Trump is in power. The only thing that is doing the thing is doing the thing.